Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from class IM2453A from subject IMS502. Today, we are presenting our group assignment where we're doing survey on an article named Student Mental Issues in Distance Learning Education. But before that, I want to introduce my name first. My name is Ikmal Hasif bin Mohammad Mortadza, and I would like to talk about the research title, objective, and the executive summary. So, this article is named Student Mental Issues in Distance Education. This article was wrote by 6 of us, that is myself, Ikmal Hasif bin Mohammad Mortadza, Siti Aisyah Mohamad Faizan, Nurul Akmar Binti Said, Haifa Izzati Binti Hashim, Mohamad Fahmi bin Semi, and Mohamad Firdaus Razak. The aim what we are doing this article is right now due to the COVID-19 pandemic problem. So all of the university right now are using the online distance learning as the medium to teaching and learning process. So we want to know whether depression is occurred by the online distance learning. So the objective for this article is this paper focuses on the often unseen barrier and critical problem facing educational entities, online students with mental health problems. This paper helps begin to discussion to address the lack of awareness and supportive system necessary to address students. From this article also, we also can know whether students are declining or arguing that educational entities or industry have developed to provide various comprehensive support framework to increase the student success. For the brief explanation about this assignment is this project is about we are doing a survey whether online distance learning are the factors that lead to depression among students. When undertaken is fully online environment, often alongside full-time work and family responsibility, it takes on all new levels of complexity. When faced with so many challenges, learners frequently become overwhelmed, leading to the increased level of burnout and increased students' attrition. The research explored on how students in online learning experience and recovered from the depression. This target audience for our assignment or our survey is the university student across Malaysia. This type of research dive, does deep dive into the experience of participants through long interviews and attempts to describe the experience as truly and accurate as problem. The purpose of these articles is also to provide participants with an overview of the effects of the technology on online learning on student mental, emotional, and social health. Technology is now prevalent in many countries around the world, but we are focusing on our country itself, Malaysia. Many low-income families cannot afford education in information technologies that has been grown exponentially. In addition, these families cannot provide the academic help and support that may be needed outside the classroom setting. This can have a negative impact on the students who are expected to have these technology tools as well as internet access at their home or the lecturer itself. In addition, the positive or negative impact of the technology on the students or whether the lecturer itself in social and mental health as a whole are focused on the digital rather than focus on the relationships. That's all from me.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Fahmi bin Semi. So I will continue the discussions to the introduction. Okay, so for the background of the study, okay, during the time of the COVID-19 crisis, many students, especially university students in Malaysia right now, have shifted towards to online education. This mode of online education is more useful, affordable, and interactive than the traditional form of education. Seems ideal as the risk to exposure of the virus can be reduced with students learning from the comfort of their home. But the real question is, what is the experience like in reality? When it comes to the online education and learning, there are many factors help in succeed or cause it to fail. It could be motivations from student itself to be part of online learning or anything else. Many factors helps in success or cause it to fail, but most obviously, the increasements of the coursework they face are solely contributing to the stress among them. And this kind of system of depressions are increasing in university students during online distance learning. Therefore, this research analysis aims to identify the awareness of how online distance learning lead to depressions among university students in Malaysia are experiencing during the time of COVID-19. Okay, moving on to the next, which is the objective. We actually have the sixth objective of the study, but here we are going to tell our main three objectives, which is first one is to identify the concerns or problems were detected in the students' response to the research questionnaire. Second is to determine the effects of the depressions on students because of online distance learning. And the last one is to conduct the ability of students to comprehend online lecture during the pandemic. Okay, next. The third one is the research questions. Okay, for this research, this questions method applied to the research analysis are based on international article issue by the student mental issue in distance education following the change from a conventional education to virtual classroom in university at Malaysia in order to continue the effective learning during the pandemic. Moreover, 6 criteria of mental health during online learning were provided into the students' response to the college questionnaire, such as the first one is qualification of the students, which is from diploma, degree, master, and etc. The second one is participation, which is the involvement of students in online classes. The third is the learning environment, which is the home and academic setting of students to conduct online learning. The fourth is the effect regarding to the depression, what is the cause of it. The fifth is the discipline, which is the interest to conduct online learning by the students. The last one is the rating, which is regarding to the stress level and satisfaction of online learning. Nevertheless, all questionnaire was sent out to all students enrolled in universities in Malaysia through the Google Form. We move on to the last part, which is the problem statement. For the problem statements, there is the 5 problem statement, which is the first time experience amongst university students in Malaysia lead to worries and fears of online distance learning. The second one is the ability to adopt a new technology in online platform while learning can affect the mental health among students and the successful implementation by educational institutions. The third one is some education may lack the motivation and have less interest to follow the through with the lesson conduct online due to a lack of this self-discipline or because they prefer to face-to-face learning. The fourth one is not all the students are equipped for online learning environment to attend their classes online, which contribute to become one of the challenges and stresses. The last one is based on the quick article review done by student mental issue in distance education. The case of depressions and anxiety among students on online distance learning are mostly under control, but some varieties have recorded a spike. So we're moving on to the next part, which is the brief literature review. Okay, next. So for the brief literature review, online courses are important in tertiary education, which is taking online courses may greatly enhance students' marketability due to the convenience and ease of online learning areas. Okay, there are 3 internal and 2 external variables which affect the students' retention. First of all is the academic preparedness is important to make sure they feel ready to study and how an institution offers academic support increase retention. The next is positive academic experience, which including curriculum, teaching and learning, flexible time requirements, and opportunity to retake courses which can increase retentions. The third one is the students' commitment for the institution, which is students need to select their choices of university and convince that it will help them achieve their objective. The 2 external factors relate to the socio-demography, financial constraint, including the needs to work reduce retention. Second is socio-economic background is a factor in understanding the student's need. Student needs support from the external environment, especially from the family support. That's all from me. Thank you.
My name is Siti Aisyah Binti Faizan, and I would like to continue. On the conceptual framework. The conceptual framework is height retention, which has 4 components. The initial components comprises predictive analytics to quantify an institution's retention patterns. Given different students' demographic at different institutions, ideally each academic institution offering online education would need to identify their unique set of retention variables. Next, the virtual orientation will occur prior to students taking their first course. The orientation will help reduce feelings of isolation and anxiety and increase their awareness of the institution's student support services, including mental health resources. The third component is peer-to-peer mental health support. It is to develop a peer-to-peer support system, institutions that would provide training to the lecturers in recognizing signs and symptoms of mental health problems. Finally, educational institutions should identify and develop contact information for mental health providers in their key locations. The mental health providers should be knowledgeable of the academic requirement for online learners. From that, I could say that lecturers may not realize when a student is often tired. Lecturers report that they lack the skills needed to respond adequately. Future research should also include the role of peer, given the importance of learning communities. Moving on the methodology, an online research survey is conducted among university students in Malaysia. We need to identify all kinds of problems that they face for open learning distance. Simple questions and methods is used for them to answer for easy understanding. For population, the targeted population is university student in Malaysia. It is to study about how stressful the online distance learning can be for students. Students in Malaysia have been constantly feeling more detached since the open distance learning is implemented. Next, the type of sampling method that we use is stratified random sampling. The size of the sample is about 150 respondents. Lastly, we use online form and disseminate to students in Malaysia to conduct this survey. This survey is rigorous, which means we need to ensure that the procedures is followed. Representative research can be difficult to conduct because it can only conduct on a small group. That's all for me.
Hello, my name is Nurul Akmar Binti and today I will share you about data analysis on descriptive statistic. For first table, we can see descriptive statistic for factors result. For descriptive statistic of factors table, the mean is 1.4533, while for standard deviation value is 0.22693. For the second table, for descriptive statistic effect, for the second table, for descriptive statistics of effect, the mean is 4.3347, while for standard deviation value is 0.50740. The last table shows that the awareness means is 3.9893, while for the standard deviation value is 0.64747. Thank you.
I am Mohamad Firdaus bin Abdul Razak, and I will continue about the frequency. So, this table shows about the demographic of this research. In first table, it shows about the frequencies of the respondent gender. It can be shown that the most of the respondent are female, consists of 66% of the respondent, while the male only 34% in the research. And the second table is the respondent age, the frequency of respondent age. It can be shown that the highest number of respondent is between 18 to 21 years old, consists of 78% of the total of research, while 22 years old until 25 years old, only 22%. And I will continue about the inferential statistic. It can be shown that the reliability statistic of the research is based on the Cronbach alpha is 0.795. Therefore, it can be shown that this statistic have a high level of reliability, and therefore the statistic and the research is acceptable. While the mean of each variable is between factors, effects, and awareness. The factors has a mean of 1.4533, while the standard deviation has only 0.22693. And the effects has the highest mean of the variables, that is 4.3347, and the standard deviation is 0.57440. And lastly, the awareness. Awareness has only 3.9893 of mean, while the standard deviation is 0.64747.
For first table, there is a negative relationship between factors and effect. It is because the factors variable consists of close-ended question, which is yes and no. The result of correlation variable between factors and effect is 0.143, so relationship between these two variables is moderate. The significant one tail is under 0.041, which is more than 0.05 value. So next to second table, based on this table, there is a negative relationship between factors and awareness. Same goes to first table before. It is because the factors variable consists of close-ended question. Same goes to yes and no. The result of correlation variable between factors and awareness is 0.033. So relationship between these two variables is moderate. The significant one tail is 0.344, which is more than 0.05 value. The last table for shows that there is a positive relationship between awareness and effect. It shows both variables correlated with each other. The result of correlation variable between awareness and effect is 0.665. So relationship between these two variables is strong. The significant one tail is under 0.01, which is 0.00. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Haifa. Today I'm going to talk about recommendation and conclusion. For recommendation, there are few ways to help the students during this online distance learning. First, doing an external counseling for students. Mental health providers could serve as consultants to instructors as strategies for responding to students with mental health issues. It is important to prevent students from depressed. In addition, doing a peer-to-peer mentoring session to help students to increase their social and academic confidence. Lastly, record learning sessions so that students who have internet problems can access the information so that those students doesn't miss any single thing. It might be stress for them when they cannot join the class or discussion session. So when the learning sessions are being recorded, it is easy for them by watching the video. Next is conclusions. As we know, in this current situation that not only faced by Malaysia but also all over the world, we cannot help but to do an online distance learning, which also known as ODL. Online distance learning is exist because of COVID-19 situations. Hence, the government do this ODL so that students are not left behind with their learning and continuing their study without extent. However, not all students agree with this learning method that lead them to depression because of some reason. During online learning, it is difficult for university staff to get a full picture of a student's situation because of limited communication. Compared to normal learning, which is students come to class, it is easy for lecturer to realize if the student is tired, not mentally or physically present, or exhibit other sign of behavior that can indicate a mental health issue. Furthermore, Students feel depressed because there is no connection, or the connection is poor during their class, test, presentation, or discussion. Just imagine when students are answering the test and suddenly the connection is lost. It will make them feel angry and depressed, thinking that they will fail. It makes them feel annoyed with it because not all of them have a great connection, especially for those who live in Sarawak and Sabah.
That's all from us. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.